What's the most satisfying moment you've ever witnessed a loved one get justice? Not through anger, but pure, undeniable competence? My mom, Evelyn, was a senior software engineer at a major tech company. She'd been there for 25 years, a quiet genius who built complex systems from the ground up. She wasn't big on office politics, just focused on elegant code. Then came Derek, a new flashy director hired straight out of an MBA program. He was all about disruptive innovation and synergistic algorithms, despite barely knowing how to open a command prompt. His first move was to take over Mom's flagship project, a proprietary data optimization system she'd spent 5 years developing. Derek immediately rebranded it as the Apex system, claiming it was his brainchild. He started holding meetings where he'd parrot Mom's technical explanations back to her team, often getting the details wrong. Mom tried to correct him gently, but he'd just smile patronizingly.
Evelyn, your input is valuable, but we need to think bigger picture now. He demoted her, essentially making her technical support for her own system. She was devastated but too professional to fight. I'd listened to her on the phone, her voice tired and defeated, talking about how her expertise was being sidelined by a man who couldn't tell a data structure from a database.
The climax arrived with the annual client showcase. The Apex system was the main attraction, presented by Derek to a room full of potential investors and high-level executives. Mom was relegated to a back row seat, a ghost at her own creation's coming out party. Derek, armed with glossy slides and buzzwords, was giving a performance worthy of a TED Talk. He breezed through the features, the benefits, the market potential. The audience seemed impressed. Then a veteran investor, Miss Albright, raised her hand. "Mr. Thorne," she said, "this Apex system is truly impressive. But to understand its true scalability, could you walk us through the real-time, self-correcting neural network architecture for the predictive analytics module? Specifically, the recursive Bayesian inference model you mentioned." Derek's confident smile faltered. He clearly hadn't anticipated such a deep dive.
He started to stammer. Well, Miss Albright, the architecture is designed for optimal scalability, utilizing cutting-edge network principles. He was visibly sweating, trying to remember keywords he'd overheard. Miss Albright just stared at him, unimpressed. The silence was agonizing. Then our CEO, who knew Mom's reputation, scanned the room. His eyes landed on her. "Evelyn," he said, his voice cutting through the tension, "perhaps you could elaborate for Ms. Albright. You designed that module, didn't you?" Mom, looking a little surprised, stood up. Derek shot her a furious glance, but she ignored him. She walked to the front of the room, picked up a marker, and with quiet confidence began to draw intricate diagrams on the whiteboard. For the next 10 minutes, she explained the neural network architecture, the recursive Bayesian model, its computational efficiency, and its real-world application with such clarity and depth that even I, her daughter, was awestruck. She spoke the language of genius. When she finished, the room erupted in applause, led by a beaming Ms. Albright. Derek, meanwhile, stood frozen, utterly irrelevant. Derek was transitioned out within the month, unable to answer any substantial technical questions about his system. Mom was not only reinstated as lead on the Apex system, but promoted to head of innovation. She finally got the recognition she deserved. And her team, they adored her. She never gloated, but I saw the quiet satisfaction in her eyes. It was a powerful lesson. True competence always wins out over superficial charm, especially when a smart question is asked at the right time.